Well, hello friends, and welcome to It's a Ootsy Thing and What's for Supper. This happens to be Wednesday, which means that it's our Connect Group night. And so I'm going to be cooking a little bit extra this evening than I normally would. And I'm going to have barbecue beef patties, broccoli cheese casserole. I'm going to be baking some bread. I made some peasant bread, and that's going to be going in the oven. I'm going to have a lettuce salad, and then I am making an angel food cake, and I'll have some fresh fruit to put on that as well. So the first thing we're going to start on is our broccoli cheese casserole. I have some fresh broccoli here. You can use frozen if you prefer, but whichever way that you choose, you're just going to want to make sure that your broccoli is chopped up into small pieces. We're going to put this in a bowl. Now, if you buy it frozen, it's going to already be chopped up, most likely, if that is what you buy. Okay, now that I have my broccoli all chopped up, I'm going to pour about a half a cup of water on that. And then take a couple tablespoons of butter. Or a little bit more. I've got just a little bit here. I want to clean that container out. Now I'm going to put this in the microwave for about 5 minutes and let this broccoli soften up. While the broccoli is cooking in the microwave, I'm going to go ahead and saute half of an onion, about a cup of celery chopped up, and a little bit of garlic. And I'm going to saute that till the onions are translucent and the celery is starting to soften. Now that our broccoli has finished cooking in the microwave for about 5 minutes, I'm going to add the rest of my ingredients. I'm going to use 1 can of cream of chicken soup. Don't hate me. I'm in the process of transitioning everything to homemade mixes, so don't judge me on the canned cream of mushroom and cream of chicken. But I've got them in my pantry and I need to get them used. After I get these used up, I'm not buying any more. I'm making my own. So don't judge me. Don't hate me. I have 1 can of cream of chicken soup, 1 can of cream of mushroom soup, 2/3 cup of milk, I'm going to give that a stir. Now I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of spicy brown mustard, half of a teaspoon of paprika, some salt and pepper. Then I'm going to give all of that a stir. Now I'm going to add about a cup of shredded cheese. It may be just a little bit more than a cup, but I've got just this little dab left in my container. And I'm not going to put that tiny little dab back in my refrigerator. We'll make this extra cheesy. Now I'm going to stir all of that together with the cheese in there. Now I'm going to add that broccoli that I steamed in the microwave and give it a stir. And then I'm going to add 3 cups of minute rice. And I'm going to give that a good stir. Your rice needs to be all stirred in there, very well incorporated together, because that rice has to have that moisture to cook. This smells so good. Now I have prepared my 9x13 baking dish, and I'm ready to put this rice, broccoli, and cheese in that baking dish. Now I'm going to take 1 sleeve of Ritz crackers and just take some aggression out on it. I'm not mad at anybody, I just need to take some aggression out. But it needs to be mashed really, really good. I'm going to open up the end and just sprinkle that on top. Now I'm going to melt 2 tablespoons of butter in the microwave. And guess what I forgot to do? Add my celery and onions. But it's not too late. I'm just going to go ahead and stir all that in there. Then I'm going to melt some butter, or the melted butter that I just melted in the microwave. The crumbs, the Ritz cracker crumbs are still on top. It's okay. Don't sweat the small stuff, y'all. Now, if you had already baked it and then discovered your celery and onions, yep, that would have been an issue. But we discovered it just in time. And I will tell you, now that I've got this done, I'm a top everything with cheese type of person. So I'm going to shred some more cheese and put on the top of this. But I'm going to go ahead and pour that butter over the top of that as well. That will just help those breadcrumbs be nice and crunchy. Okay, I'm just going to top that with cheese. It's going to make it even better. When I saw this recipe and it only called for a cup, I thought, wow, that's not very much cheese, and it was in the recipe. And I thought I might ought to top it with some cheese. That'll make it even better. I like it ooey and gooey. Okay, this is going to go into a 350-degree oven for about 40 minutes. Okay, now we're ready to put our main dish together, which is barbecued beef patties. We're going to do 2 pounds of hamburger meat. I'm going to add 1 cup of oats. I'm adding 1 can of evaporated milk and about 1/2 of a cup of onion. Then I'm going to salt and pepper. And now I'm going to mix this up really good. The best way to do it is with your hands. So I'm just going to go in there, get it all mushed together. And I'm a one-man show here, so I can't hold the iPad and do this because my hands are dirty. So I apologize that I can't let you see what I'm doing here, but I will show you what it looks like whenever I start making the patties. This should make about 12 patties. Now this next, after I make the patties, the next step is going to be your choice. You can either fry these on your stove, like in a cast iron skillet or whatever skillet you use, or you can do like I'm doing, and I'm going to cook these on the grill. The reason being is because I don't want my house smelling like hamburgers. So I'm just making these patties. They're pretty wet, and that's how you want them to be. I got this recipe from, I used to be in a sorority, and from time to time we would have potluck dinners. That first patty is just a little bit big. From time to time we would have potluck dinners, and one of my sorority sisters brought this, and oh my goodness, everybody went crazy over it. It was so good. And I said, my goodness, I've got to have that recipe. So she shared her recipe with me, and this is just yummy. Now, there's going to be about 9 of us here tonight. Our crowd is kind of low tonight. There's 2 couples that are out of town. So let's see here, 3, 6, 9. I think I'm going to get 12 patties out of this. So I don't think I'm going to make another recipe. I think this is going to be plenty for 9 of us. I think I can make some of these just a little bit smaller and come out with 1 more, and that'll give me 12. So that's what I'm going to do. Your hands do get dirty with this. Okay, I'm going to go put these on the grill. Just went and flipped the burgers over on the other side, and we are going to get our sauce made because they're going to go in the oven, but they need the sauce on them first. Okay, for our sauce, we have 2 cups of ketchup, 2/3 cup of water, and in that water I added 4 tablespoons of vinegar. I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup of brown sugar, about 1/8 of a cup of Worcestershire sauce, 1/2 cup of onion, salt, pepper. I went and got my patties off the grill. I've placed them in the 9 by 13 pan, and there's 12 patties in here. Now I'm just going to take this sauce that I just made, pour that over the entire thing. Make sure that sauce is touching all of the patties. This is going to go in the oven for an hour. I've got my oven set on 350. The recipe does say to put in the oven for an hour. So we'll come back in an hour. And everything should be done because I'll put the broccoli casserole in the oven. My bread is almost done. My cake is done. And we should be ready to go right about the right time. I've got everything cut up for my salad. So we'll be back in about an hour. And here's our yummy supper. We have our broccoli and cheese casserole. We have our BBQ hamburger patties. We have bread. And we're going to have a salad as well. So thank you all for joining me today on It's a Ootsy Thing as we fixed our meal for our Connect group tonight. And I hope you'll give it a try. It really is not as complex as it looks. Just takes a little bit of prep time, more than what I normally do. but it's going to be a great meal. So I hope you'll give it a try. So thanks again for joining me, and I hope you have a good evening. And remember, enjoy your meal. See you next time.